Oh, so I could just take them up all together?
Stack the department, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Well, wasn't it Katrina for all those years?
I didn't know who this was. I think all the rest of them were social service.
Yeah, I think so. Cynthia? You might have to help me on this one, Linda. Okay, yeah. If you could bring this stack up, because my elbow, I don't want to drop one. And I want to let, when she gets off the phone, I just want to give her a heads up how we're going to do it.
Yes.
I already told them.
Okay.
You can't see the flowers. It was Anne. I wouldn't be nervous if this came.
No, yeah, I would be more nervous getting the award.
You would? Not me.
Because you're being the center of attention there. You just have to remember to look at the side that's got the gap so that it's on the left.
And then let's have to find out the hard way that there's a mountain. We had 2 for corrections.
Miss Morales, where's Eddie?
Oh, that's not coming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was
I
gonna
was
say,
like,
I
oh,
didn't
no.
think they were coming.
So we got. It's working, right? Good morning, everybody. Mrs. Clerk, Rhonda, is there any additions to the agenda?
No, Mr. Chairman, no additions.
Nothing to it, huh? Okay, County Council, would you please read into the record our closed session items?
Yes, Chairman, there are 3 items for closed session today. The first is under Government Code Section 54957.6. You have a conference with your labor negotiator, Adrian Caleb, and the employee organization is all units. You have conference with legal counsel under anticipated litigation under 54956.9 subdivision D, paragraphs 2 and 3. And the last is real property negotiators. The assessor's parcel number is on Cobb Ranch Boulevard and listed on the agenda. Your agency negotiator is your county administrative officer. The negotiating party is Sononian Family Partnership, and under negotiation is its price, terms, and conditions of sale, exchange, or lease. Thank you.
That's it, huh? Any public comment on the closed items? Seeing none, we'll go into closed session for a little bit. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to a bright day, December the 11th. Turn your cell phones off. We don't want to be interrupted with this very important meeting with these very important people we have in here today. So first thing, County Councilors, anything to report out of the closed session?
Chairman, there are no reportable actions from closed session.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to open and close in memory of Mr. John Wolfsharden in District 2. Dave?
Yeah, John Wolfsharden lived in Madera County his entire life, with the exception of the times that he served in the military in World War II and was operationally involved in flying, I think, over 58 missions.
Wow.
During World War II. Knew him well. He's a shirt tail relative. My daughter-in-law that was her grandfather. So he's a great guy. He welcomed me into the family with open arms, and he always spoke very loudly. You knew when he was in the room. He spoke very loudly because he was also a forward gunner on a B-24, and a lot of those guys didn't live very long. Being shot at by the enemy, but he served in the South Pacific, all over that region, and even in Burma. Just very active in serving his country, and that legacy of patriotism was passed on to his children. They're all a very patriotic family, and if you didn't wave the flag, you were in trouble in that household. So certainly appreciate a life lived well like John Wolfsharden, and we can look back to his memory. Our prayers are with all of the family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board members have anybody? Okay, Pastor Lance Leach will do the invocation, and today, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, everybody in here. We'll all start at the same time.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I thought that'd be different.
Yeah. Well, let's pray. Father God, we first of all, we come and we thank you for your blessings on our community, especially these last couple of weeks with the rain. We thank you for that and the abundance of that. Pray that it would continue in this season. We thank you for all you've done throughout the mountains to the valley, from our beautiful Sierras to the farmland that represents this county. We thank you. We also come today and we ask, Lord God, that during this season you would keep our hearts and our minds on those that are in need, those that are a little less fortunate than many of us. Some of us have been in different times in our lives in those places. And reading today out of Proverbs, it says, one person gives freely, yet even gains more. Another withholds unduly and comes to poverty. A generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. So we pray this time of giving is a time of refreshing for us as well. Today we almost always honor our first responders, our law enforcement, sheriffs and police throughout our city and the county. We thank you for our firemen and their responsibilities and all they do for us. And we also thank you for those that serve in our hospitals and serve as paramedics, all the first responders, many who are represented today, along with other civil servants. And today we thank you for that spirit of giving. And today we honor many. And we pray that, God, they would be reminded of the many years and the many times that they have sacrificed and done exactly what these scriptures said, that they've given. And we pray that they would be refreshed for their years of service to this county, to this wonderful community that we all call home. God, we also just take a moment and we thank you for our teachers. We thank you for our educators as they get ready to earn a nice long break. We pray that they would be refreshed in that season and come back strong in the new year. Thank you for them and let them rejoice with their kids in this season. And thank you for our leaders here today that lead us and guide us and move us forward. We thank you for them and their families and what they represent. And we pray great health and strength upon them and each of us. And thank you again for Madera County. In your name we pray. Amen.
Everybody.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Worked out well. Yeah, not bad, huh? Thank all of you. Thank you, Pastor Leach, very much for the kind words. Folks, it's drawing to an end this year. It's our 125th birthday for Madera County. And we've been honoring the past, embracing the present, and looking ahead to the future. and it's been a great year. If you missed going to the celebration at the museum across the street last week, please go over there and look at it. It is absolutely beautiful, the way they got it decorated, and some of the antiques and stuff that's happened here in Madera County is over there. Go look at it, because it is absolutely wonderful what we have in our own little county here. So the first stagecoach agent, Southern Pacific Railroad agent, Charles Miller, filed the first homestead for what is now the community of Raymond. He was the first to bring early travelers to Yosemite by the way of train and stage. The Charles Miller House, built for him, sits in the railroad right-of-way in the center of town. The house is now the Raymond Museum and is listed on the California Register of Historical Places. And if you haven't seen that, that's another good place to go see. It's they've done a wonderful job, and they've got a lot of the stuff that's happened there around Raymond in that museum. So I'm kind of a history buff. I'm like Dave. I like to see what's going on and what's happened in all these years. So it's and another thing you could do at the museum over here. I don't know if they have a membership at Raymond, but they have a membership over here, and that's what they run it by donations and stuff. So it's a small amount. I wished I knew remember what it was. It's $25 or $30 or something a year, and that helps keep it open. So if everybody in here joined, that would probably make their day. So give that to a Christmas gift to your family members. So now I can quit preaching and move on here. So, okay, public comment.
Public comment. The first 15 minutes of each regular session are set aside for the members of the public to address the board on any matter under the jurisdiction of the board but not appearing on the agenda. The board will not take action on any items presented under public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium and state their name and county of residence for the record.
Mr. Bill. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I'm down here again about the stop lights or stop signs I'm wanting to put in out there. I see they've already put up stop lights out here on 26th for that new school, and they're not working yet, but I guess they had enough money for that. But anyway, I talked to people from the school board, and they're concerned about it too because of the school buses that cross there. And so anyway, that's what I'm here about. And I think what the public works director told me, that they can't do anything until that overpass on 27 is finished. And I went by there this morning. I don't think they're working on it anymore. I doubt if it's ever finished. So I don't know. If they wait on that, we'll probably never get them. But anyway, I heard that probably a lot of this is going to shut down because I think they're out of money, and they're turning it over to Amtrak, what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, that's what I'm here about. But so
We're actually working on that, so it's I don't know. I've never heard nothing about it not doing. I don't see a mod.
He's back there?
He's right here someplace.
Yeah, back here in the back.
Yeah.
But that's my concern. So
Right. We're still working on it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think the study is,
Yeah, we got
Still
that.
going- the study's
Bill,
going through.
we've done that study, and that's coming out hopefully in the next week or two, maybe even this week, so.
No, sir. Good morning. I'm Adel Kat, Public Works Director. Yes, it's been added to our list of systemic safety analysis report or study. We did have the kickoff meeting last month, and it included all our CHP, sheriff, it was at the sheriff's office,
Fire.
Caltrans. Well, it's for traffic safety,
Yeah.
so everybody.
Well, Caltrans always goes all the wrecks.
Well, they were at the table, sir. So it is one of the intersections that were put in. So, as you know, we cannot spend funds where they are not warranted. So this will help us a great deal at this location and others.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bill. Any other public comment? Seeing none. Move to item number 5, consent calendar. Got any questions, board members? Seeing none, any public comment on the consent calendar, item number 5? Seeing
To
none.
approve.
Second?
Got a motion to approve and second. Roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to the public session, item number 7. There's no public hearings today, so we have no number 6. So number 7A.
Fire Department, presentation of proclamation recognizing paid call firefighter Augustine Cappuccino. Whereas Augustine Cappuccino, paid call firefighter captain with the Madera County Fire Department, is retiring after 32 years of dedicated service to the people of Madera County. And whereas Captain Cappuccino began his career at the North Fork Volunteer Fire Station number 11 as a paid call firefighter and driver-operator in September 1977 and served until 1988, at which time he took a leave of absence to focus more of his time with his wife and children. Whereas in 1997, he returned to Madera County Fire Department, where he held the rank of engineer and lieutenant until 2004, when he was promoted to captain. Augustine would go on to serve as the station number 11 captain in 2006 and again from 2017 to present. And whereas Captain Cappuccino has contributed greatly to his community over the years, unselfishly sacrificing time from work and family to provide emergency services to the people of Madera County. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of Supervisors of the County of Madera, State of California, does hereby commend Captain Augustine Cappuccino on his exemplary record of service to the citizens of the County of Madera, and extend our gratitude and sincere best wishes on his retirement from the Madera County Fire Department.
It's Augie for short. Anyway, give him a big round.
Chairman, members of the board, Anthony Garcia, Battalion Chief here with CAL FIRE. I'd just like to say a couple words to Augie, and I'd like to thank him also for his 32 years of service. As you guys are well aware, it's hard to get volunteers, get them and retain them, but to retain them for 32 years, I think is just shows his commitment as an individual for his community and also the state of California and the county. I'd also like to thank his family, his wife Cindy, for for sharing Augie with us for all these years. Augie has also been on a lot of the major fires in the state of California. He's also on the search and rescue team, and a brand new granddaddy.
Congratulations.
And they just had a granddaughter a couple days ago, so congratulations on that. So Augie, thank you for your service. Thank you for the 32 years, and we look forward to it. Thank you.
You should say something, right?
Yes.
Wow. This is quite an honor. Been around, actually was born in this town. My folks were living at Bass Lake Annex when I was just there, back in '53. And, it's this homegrown person that didn't want to leave North Fork, didn't want to leave the area, and just loved being in the area and county, and decided to find the perfect match for me, and lived in North Fork all these years. So I've been really happy here. So thank you so much for coming.
Would all the CAL FIRE come up here so you get the picture with it? Some more history. His dad worked at Sawmill when Max worked a lot of years than I did when we worked there. And also, Augie and his brother were great milers and 1320s. And and 2 milers, right, Augie? Yeah, they done, I think they even went to the Valley meet when we were all in high school in those days, a few days ago. So thank you for all your service.
Your flash is on, Tom. Oh, no, that's your tie.
Team, I would like to pull items 7, C, D, E, and F. Would you guys, somebody make a motion and do that if you don't mind? So you want to give a little talk on it?
Chairman and members of the board, there's been a request from your elected and your department heads to pull these items to allow more of an opportunity for both the public, this board, and certain departments to review these agreements. And so the suggestion is that they get pulled, the request is that they get pulled and moved to the agenda on the 18th. So just delay them by 1 week.
I'll make a motion to pull those items, C, D, E, and F.
We got a second?
Second it.
We got a second from Brett. Any public comment on this? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez? Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Thank you. Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, now we're going to do the most important thing here next, Augie, is 7B.
7B, County Administration Department, Human Resources Operations Division. Presentation of service credit awards to employees who have attained 20 or more years of county service.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Adrienne Caleb reporting this morning on behalf of Human Resources. Each December, the Board of Supervisors gives special recognition to employees who have reached milestones of 20 or more years of public service. This morning, you'll be recognizing 19 employees who celebrate 20, 25, or 30 or more years of employment with the County of Madera. In addition to this morning's recognition, department heads will be presenting certificates to employees who have attained 5, 10, and 15 years of service. The number of those employees total 135, with 45 at 5 years of service, 47 at 10 years of service, and 43 at 15 years of service. Wow. Our office is always very proud to be a part of this ceremony every year. And this year, as well as what we did last year, we have a special reception afterwards. The chairman is supportive of that reception. And what we're going to do this year is a little bit different. We're going to present or have the awards presented by department. And as well as before we get started, Kim Brooks from my office will present the awards or the employees who have attained the milestones but who unfortunately will not be here with us this morning. And we want, it's very important that we give those individuals recognition as well. At the very end of today's ceremonies, we would like to get a group picture of the 19 honorees and their department heads along with the board. Our public information team would like to highlight this on our social media sites.
We really should, because, I mean, I think it's an honor to have our employees stay here so long. It just shows what I think what a great organization we have. And it's all you people out there that make us as good as we are. We're only as good as the people under us, and you guys make us that way. So I can't thank you all enough, and can't wait to get this started. And everybody here, Augie, you guys stay too. We got cake and cupcakes and drinks, I think, and whatever else back there. So please stay and enjoy. Take it over.
I'd like Kim to go ahead and come up to the podium to give recognition to those who are not here with us this morning.
Right. They're still out there working, see, so got to hold the fort down.
Good morning. We would like to acknowledge the following employees who will not be able to attend today's ceremony. From Behavioral Health Services, David Torres, Central Services Worker for 20 years of service. For Child Support Services, Chris Harold, Child Support Specialist 3, 20 years of service. Department of Corrections, Lisa Morales, Correctional Sergeant, 30 years of service. Alvaro Rosati, Correctional Corporal, 20 years of service. For Juvenile Hall, Ricardo Garcia, Juvenile Detention Officer Supervisor, 20 years of service. From the Probation Department, Deborah Anglin, Deputy Probation Officer 3, 20 years of service. Feliciano Manzano, Senior Deputy Probation Officer, 20 years of service. The Public Health Department, Gracielo Lucio, Public Health Education Assistant, 20 years of service. Public Works Department, Ken Crow, Senior Road Construction and Maintenance Worker, 25 years of service. Department of Social Services, Patricia Riles, Account Clerk 2, 35 years of service. Steve Duckworth, Program Manager 1, 25 years of service. Barbara Hale, Account Clerk Supervisor, 20 years of service. Caesar Mejia, Employment and Training Worker 3, 20 years of service. For our first presentation, I would like to call up Sheriff Varney to present awards to the following employees. Guy Rich, Sheriff Sergeant, for 30 years of service. Stephen Stritzel, Sheriff Sergeant, for 25 years of service. Jason Clark, Sheriff Sergeant, for 20 years of service. Jack Williamson, Deputy Sheriff, Intermediate Post, 20 years of service. If you all can come forward, please.
They're all coming up.
Okay, so when she said Guy Rich and Stephen Stritzel, you probably said who?
Yeah.
So we know it's, we like our middle names here at the Sheriff's Office. So it's really Larry Rich and Mark Stritzel. So they're all behind me. So I'm going to read their little bios here in alphabetical order. It's not necessarily in terms of years of service. So first one alphabetically is Jason Clark. Sergeant Clark has worked for us for 20 years. He actually started his career, I believe, at the Department of Corrections and has worked as a patrol deputy, a detective, a patrol sergeant, and a problem-oriented policing sergeant where he's currently assigned. Jason is also a longtime SWAT team member and is currently a team leader on the SWAT team, which is like the person in the field who really gets to make the difficult decisions on things like the little event we had here about a month ago. So I'll read through all these and then I'll hand out the awards and the gift cards that we got for them. Next is Larry Rich. Larry has 30 years of service. He actually has worked with or around the county longer than that. Larry started his career as an explorer, and then he went on to a seasonal boat patrol deputy and then provisional sheriff's deputy before he became a full-time deputy sheriff. Larry has worked as a patrol deputy, as a DARE program deputy, as a canine handler, as a dive team member, as a detective, as an explorer post advisor, and as the mountain pop team sergeant, and is currently a patrol sergeant, and perhaps more importantly, in a number of situations, he's also the sergeant that supervises the off-highway vehicle program. So it's Larry that's driving the really nice Jeep that's on the 4th floor of the parking ramp. Don't try to take it away because he won't let you have it. And he was
Passed me the other day with it.
he worked with the business office to help us get that through a off-highway vehicle grant from the state. Next is Mark Stritzel. Mark is getting his award for 25 years of service, which he actually delayed by 2 years because he worked as a private contractor in Kosovo and Afghanistan for over 2 years. Mark has dedicated the majority of his career to patrol operations, both as a deputy and as a sergeant, and I believe has been on the sheriff's dive team for almost 20 years. He is currently the second most senior sergeant at the sheriff's office. He's also a longtime SWAT team member and is an assistant team leader on the SWAT team, and he is an avid hunter, Tom, so he probably has as many or more stories than you have, believe it or not. So don't get him up here, we'll never get out of the meeting. Last but not least is Jack Williamson. Jack has served us for 20 years. He's served in a variety of positions with us. He's currently assigned to the Office of Emergency Services, where he also has significant duties related to search and rescue. Jack, along with Augie and a number of other folks, were recently deployed on behalf of the Sheriff's Office to assist with search and recovery at the campfire. Jack has also served the Sheriff's Office as a school resource deputy, as a detective, and Jack spends a significant amount of his time outdoors or with his grandkids and is a resident of the Oakhurst area. So on behalf of the Sheriff's Office, we're really excited to recognize these folks. This is a total of 95 years of service in law enforcement on behalf of the county, and probably some of the most active people we have in the Sheriff's Office. So I guess maybe if you want to give them a round of applause, and then I'll give them the certificate. Dropping them.
Sure. Jason, this won't be your first time on social media. I always see you catching some bad guy somewhere. You're a regular on that.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you guys so much.
Next, for Administrative Management, General Services, Grounds Maintenance, I would like to call up Maria Miranda, General Services Manager, to present Joe Hernandez, Grounds Flood Control and Maintenance Supervisor, his award for 20 years of service.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Maria Miranda, General Services. It is my pleasure to present Joe Hernandez, our Parks and Grounds Maintenance Supervisor, with this award for 20 years of dedicated service to the county. Joe has been with Grounds since he began with the county back in 1998. He moved up the ranks quickly, transitioning from mowing and edging to irrigation specialist to lead worker and finally to supervisor, which he's been now for about 7 years. Something you may not know about Joe is that he's an avid outdoorsman. He loves to hunt and fish. He enjoys spending time with his 2 beautiful daughters, 2 granddaughters, and grandson, who all call him Papa. And when asked what he likes best about working for the county, he said his crew, who, in his words, are the best crew ever. And just from a personal standpoint, I just want to say that I'm so lucky to have Joe as a supervisor. He makes my job so easy. The public loves him. He never have to ask him to do anything. He's already thought of it, already taken care of it. Just overall, a phenomenal worker. And I'm so glad to have him.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Maria. Joe Hernandez, Parks and Grounds Supervisor. First of all, I want to thank Board Supervisor for approving our budgets every year. And I really appreciate it. And second of all, I want to thank my crew. Like Maria said, it's the best crew ever that I have ever had. And matter of fact, it's the best crew Madera County has. And I want to thank you, Maria, of course. Thank you very much.
All right, Joe.
Hey, Maria. Smile, baby.
Next Next, for the Ag Commissioner's Office, I would like to call up Stevie McNeil, Ag Commissioner, Sealer of Weights and Measures, to present Tammy Dodson, Program Assistant 2, her award for 35 years of service.
Woo!
Chairman and Supervisors, it's distinctly my pleasure to speak with you about Tammy Dodson today. And in 1983, Ronald Reagan was president, gas was $1.25 a gallon, and in November of 1983, Tammy Dodson started in the Ag Commissioner's Office, so we're going on 35 plus years now, something. And Tammy is our first line of defense, greeting our customers and providing service to the farming community and related industry in Madera County. And she's just a constant, steady force in our office. And she's well known in the farming community, and therein lies my problem with Tammy, because the growers come in and try to steal her. And I have to let it be known, don't even think about it, okay? We're not going to go there. So anyway, it's been a great pleasure, working with Tammy, and we're still working. And I'd also like to acknowledge Tammy's parents were able to make it today also. So, thank you.
I'd like to say that over the years, I've had the pleasure of working with many outstanding people, of which Stevie is one. And I'd like to thank my dad for giving me my first job at Western Farm Service, where I got the experience and love of industry that led to the Ag Commissioner's Office. I'm very grateful I have been able to do something I love for a lifetime. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For the Department of Corrections, I would like to call up Chief Manuel Perez, Corrections Director, to present Patricia Retton, Accounting Technician 2, her award for 35 years of service.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Manuel Perez, your Director, Madera County Department of Corrections. Today I have the privilege and distinguished honor of recognizing Patricia Retton. What I want to mention about Patricia Retton is when we talk about longevity and employees in Madera County, certain people really do present themselves for your department and how well you do. And somebody mentioned earlier this morning, the leadership is as good as its employees. And this is a perfect example of Madera County Department of Corrections, because she, in 1983, was hired on to work at the jail, but it was at the old site. And it was where the museum's at currently. So when I asked Patricia about the jail, because I'm always curious about how it used to be, several things came to mind to her, and I wanted to share that today. Now, if some of you remember the old jail, is sort of referred to as the dungeon. So when I asked Patricia, and we do have photos of the facility, and we have them hung up in our facility, in our jail currently. So if you want to see photos of the old jail, we do have photographs. But I asked Patricia, what do you remember most when you were hired at the jail? She said, the lighting was bad, and it always seemed to be dark in there. Everything was cramped, and there was no space for anything. It was common for bad smells to linger into our office because the proximity of intake booking was so close. Mice would run from under my desk and run across the borders of the wall. The local business, the bread basket, will call the jail and tell the staff the inmates were jumping over the fence. The stories kept going on and on. The reason I mention the stories of the early years because it reminds us of the importance of longevity and why our long-term employees are important to our department. Patricia remembers everything from the beginning and the reasoning to why and how we do business. Patricia is organized and very thorough. Patricia is always available to help and assist in making Madera County Department of Corrections successful. I want to thank and congratulate Patricia Retton. 35 years.
the department has evolved a lot over the years. It was dank, dark, dreary, and
he a
very
good boss?
uncomfortable. Huh?
Is he a good boss?
Yes, he is.
Good. That's what I hear him say, right? Publicly.
He is. I thank the board for being responsive to the department's needs. It hasn't always been that way.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Great job. Great time here. Thank you.
For Human Resources, I would like to call up Adrian Caleb, Deputy Director of Human Resources Operations, to present Roseanne Reese, Senior Personnel Analyst, her award for 20 years of service.
Good morning again, members of the board. This morning, it is my honor to present this 20-year service award to Roseanne Reese. Roseanne has been with the county in a permanent position since August 1st of 1998. She first started in county counsel's office as an office assistant too, and then she transferred to, it was called personnel then, but now human resources. And she rose through the ranks and she served in the classifications of personnel technician. She went through the personnel analyst series and now she is a senior personnel analyst with our office. This morning, as I stand here, I am speaking from the heart about the service that Roseanne has provided not only to me, but also to every single employee in our office and to many employees in the county of Madera. There are words that describe Roseanne that I want to share with everyone. Commitment, reliability, loyalty, dedication, and a passion to do the right thing for our organization. Roseanne has tremendous historical knowledge of the operations of human resources that transcends to almost every single department in this county. She is truly a team player, and in many of our discussions, Roseanne and I have a very good working relationship, and in many of our discussions, I want to share with the public and with the board that there's one word that describes her best, and that is grateful. She is grateful for the working relationships that she has here. She's grateful for the employment that she has with the County of Madera. And she is grateful to work for a public agency and to service the constituents of Madera County. Her historical knowledge has been priceless to me. There was a point in time when I was first promoted that I needed help. And every single time I needed help, Roseanne was always there. I would always call her on the phone, ringing right down the hallway. Hi, boss. Good morning, boss. Hi, Adrian. What can I do to help you? And that's just who she is. And so it's a pleasure to have her in my office. I hope that she never leaves me. She, actually, I wanted to share with you, she and I, we kind of have a pact. I think we're going to leave at the same time together. Yeah.
Well, 30 years from now? Yeah. Long time from now.
That's right.
And how many days?
And through the years, we've learned a lot about each other and about her family, and I do want to recognize her husband, Ruben, who is here in the audience with us. So thank you, Roseanne, and I do have something special for you.
Hey, woo! One upper. Boy.
I'm presenting this to you, and it is actually, I'm so grateful for you. It is a token of my appreciation, but it's also Madera County yellow in there.
Thanks to Max.
Okay, so I do have to say a few words to thank people that have helped me along my path. Good morning, board members. First of all, thank you, Jesus, for all the blessings that you've given me. I don't take my blessings lightly. A few people that I need to thank: Stelman, Freddie, and Kathy Taylor. If you're listening, thank you for all that you taught me. To this day, I haven't forgotten the words of wisdom you imparted in me. Rita and Louise, the sweetest souls I've ever known, thank you for your continued friendship. Eric, members of the board, I realize in your role it's not easy to do what you do, but you continue to be so generous and mindful of your county employees. And I just want to say thank you for all that you do for us and for the county. It is truly appreciated. Wow. My HR girls, You make working for the best department in the county so much fun. Thanks for being awesome coworkers and friends. Adrian, thank you for everything. Did you leave me? Thank you for everything. Thank you for being a great leader, a mentor, and role model. Your support and guidance for me has more than shaped me into the person I am today. I will forever be grateful for all that you have taught me. You're an amazing woman and a true blessing to me in this county. Lastly, thank you to my husband Reuben and my 3 sons, Jordan, Gabriel, and Jason. You boys definitely keep me going and have made my life so much fun. And I have 2 beautiful grandkids that I adore. So I just want to say thank you very much, and have a Merry Christmas, and God bless.
Hey, Tanya, come back. She wants to get a picture of you two. I'd say you come up there. Get the best side here.
Yes.
Tanya, come. Adrian, come over here too, so I can get one. Yeah. That's good.
Make sure that I'm in it. Nice block out to match my sunny disposition.
Yeah. And I got the flowers too, so.
Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you so much.
For the probation department, I would like to call up Rick Dupree, County Probation Officer, to present Jose Pantoya, Deputy Chief Probation Officer, with his award for 20 years of service.
All right. Good morning, Board. Let me give you a little bio on Jose Pantoja. He grew up in Pinedale, one of 4 brothers. His father was a pastor, so I'm sure that was difficult having to live under those rules. His mother was a homemaker. He graduated from Clovis West High School and Fresno State. Some of the jobs he had before he became a probation officer, he worked at the YMCA, Kmart, Quality Group Homes, and Taco Bell.
Wow.
So he started with us April 13th, 1998 as a DPO 1, came through the ranks, senior DPO in 2006, deputy supervisor in 2009, and his current position as deputy chief in 2015. He's currently the Central Region CAPSA president, which is all the probation departments in the Central Region. Their deputy chiefs or similar positions have an organization. He is the president of the Central Region. He's also an advisor to the criminology fraternity at Fresno State. And if we ever had a contest in our department for best dressed or sexiest voice, he would win hands down. So congratulations.
Thank you, Chief, for that recognition. That's pretty funny. Members of the board, thank you guys for this recognition. You know, the chief mentioned Taco Bell as one of my first jobs, and I learned quickly to follow rules because when I was on the drive-thru, I would say, "Welcome to the border, may I take your order?" And my manager wasn't too fond of that, so I had to quickly readjust to that. But you know, I'm a strong believer that I work for, I know it's been echoed here today, the best probation department in the best county in the state of California.
Thank you.
And you know, reflecting back in the beginning of my career in the late 90s, you know, we've come a long way. We've come a long way for the better. And, you know, we've been able to hire a lot of quality staff. Our department is no longer a training ground, and we're very competitive now to other counties. And a lot of that is attributed to really our leadership in government, which is you guys. So thank you guys. Thank you, Chief. Thank you to all the members of my department for really helping me grow in my career. It's much appreciated.
Thank you so much. Smile.
Jose, I actually like that. Welcome to the board. May I take your order? Can you come up with a catchphrase for my kids at Papa Murphy's to say? I need something a little catchier than can I take your order?
Great idea.
Yeah, keep working on it.
And lastly, for the Department of Social Services, I would like to call up Deborah Martinez, Director of Social Services, to present awards to Barbara Cantu, Eligibility Supervisor for 30 years of service, Sharon Diaz, Social Worker Supervisor for 25 years of service, Katharina Glantz, Employment and Training Worker 3 for 25 years of service, Marty Brown, Eligibility Worker 3 for 20 years of service, Karen De Silva, Administrative Assistant for 20 years of service, Cynthia Nelson, Data Entry Operator for 20 years of service, Carmen Novell Martinez, Program Manager 1 for 20 years of service, and Maria Villafon, Central Services Assistant for 20 years of service.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board and CEO Eric. I'm here to proudly present some appreciation awards for service for a number of employees. These bios were written by their supervisors, so I'm really reading it for them. So first of all, I'd like to start with Marty Brown. Marty Brown has served the Department of Social Services for the last 20 years. Marty started his journey with Madera County as an office assistant too. His journey did not stop there. He strived and challenged himself to see how far he could go. His hard work paid off when he was promoted to an eligibility worker and the start of his next chapter in his career with Madera County. Marty has either been assigned to or toured all of the outstations as an office assistant or eligibility worker. So now you know he knows everyone and everyone knows him. He's a very popular guy. During this journey, his enthusiasm to assist the community has not declined. This has also been observed by his volunteer work. Marty volunteers as a coach for the softball travel organization and is an active member of his church. Thank you, Marty, for your dedication to our agency and the community we serve. Thank you, Marty. Yeah, let's just do it as we do it. Oh. I don't know if that's better or not. Okay. I can. Okay. And next, we have Cynthia Nelson. Cynthia. She likes cameras and everything like me. Okay, so Cynthia started with Madera County Department of Social Services on December 1st, 1998, as a data entry operator with the clerical division. As a data entry operator, she was assigned to register applications for CalWorks, food stamps, Medi-Cal, county cremations, coroner's cases, and general assistance. Furthermore, she was responsible for our general assistance reports and maintaining the general assistance physical files. Cynthia promoted to account clerk 2 in November 2007, working in the benefit issuance payroll agency. As an account clerk 2, she was assigned to process and audit IHSS time cards and maintain accurate records. She returned to the clerical division in August 4th of 2008 as a data entry operator and is currently working as a MEDS Medi-Cal eligibility data system clerk. As a MEDS clerk, she updates and modifies and confirms MEDS records. Cynthia says the best part of her job is working with the different personalities and meeting everyday challenges with positivity. She has watched Madera grow from a small town into a city. Thank you, Cynthia, for your 20 years of service.
All the personalities are mine, though.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to say something in a minute, too. I heard that. Okay, next we have Maria Villafan. Okay, Maria Villafan is actually known as Nena, as she is affectionately referred to. She has been with Central Services Assistant, as a Central Services Assistant for the Department of Social Services for 20 years. She is responsible for ensuring the timely and efficient delivery and processing of mail for various offices throughout the county. In that time, she has seen many challenges and come through the department from technological advances, which necessitates her necessity to continuously learn and grow in her position, to the changing of staff. Maria has been a mainstay among mailroom staff and has not changed, as she has ensured her joyful and pleasant personality shines through with her smile. Maria is a mother of 5 children, a proud grandmother of 13 grandchildren, and even 1 grandchild. Thank you very much, Nana, for everything that you do every day. Thank you, Michelle.
Maybe slow down just a little bit.
Do I? I'm sorry. Will do. Karen De Silva. That's not the first time I've heard that, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I'll try. I will try. The nerves. This is not my favorite part of my job. No, I love the people. Okay, so Karen De Silva has served the County Department of Madera, or the County of Madera, for just over 20 years. She began her career with the County of Madera Department of Social Services on September 8, 1998, as an office assistant 2. On September 1st, 2001, Karen was promoted to administrative assistant, supporting a deputy director until July of 2008, when she was assigned as the administrative assistant to the director. During her tenure, she has faithfully served 4 different directors who have all appreciated her hard work and dedication and have benefited from her institutional knowledge of the county and the department. Karen is a lifelong Madera resident, along with her husband, her children, and her grandchildren. Karen serves as my administrative assistant. She also serves as my confidant and my counselor. She is underpaid, by far. I really, really appreciate her every single day. Okay, thank you very much. Without you, oh my God. Thank you. Oh, you didn't have a chance. Okay, and then Sharon Diaz. Okay, Sharon Diaz has served the County of Madera for over 25 years. She began her career with the County of Madera Department of Social Services on January 4th, 1993, as an account clerk. On May 1st, 1995, Sharon promoted to eligibility worker. Then on January 1st, 1999, she was promoted to employment and training worker. And on August 1st, 1999, she was promoted to social worker. On February 1st, 2016, Sharon promoted to social work supervisor. And during this time, she returned to school. And on May of 2018, she graduated with her Bachelor's of Arts degree in social work from CSU Fresno. Great job. Took a lot to go back to school. Sharon has continued her education with CSU Fresno, pursuing her master's degree in social work. And on September 1st, 2018, Sharon promoted to program manager over the Adult Services Division of the Department of Social Services. She got rewarded. Sharon is intensely dedicated to Madera County's elderly population and is an exceptional advocate for their safety and well-being. Sharon is a lifelong Madera resident, along with her husband and their children and grandchildren. Great job, Sharon. Okay, and we had expected Katrina Gantz, who is with the Department of Social Services as an account clerk too, with 25 years of service, but she wasn't able to make it this morning. So next, and finally, Barbara Cantu. Okay, Barbara Cantu has been with us for 30 years. Barbara began her career with the Department of Social Services as a mailroom clerk in 1987. She applied and was hired for an eligibility worker 1 position in 1990, From there, Barbara moved up the ranks to eventually become an eligibility worker 3. In June 2014, Barbara promoted to a position she currently holds as an eligibility supervisor. Barbara has worked in the following programs: CalWorks, CalFresh, Medi-Cal, Magi Medi-Cal, General Assistance, and County Cremations, both in intake and in continuing units. She has also managed the specialized caseloads in-home supportive services, quality assurance, appeals, and CalLearn. She has been assigned to both intake and continuing units during her career with the department. Barbara is knowledgeable in many programs and is a resource to the department and to the community she serves. Congratulations, Barbara, on your 30 years of service and your dedication to your community. Now, folks, if anybody would like to come up and say a few words. We have Barbara, Marty, Cynthia, Nena, Karen, and Sharon. Oh, do as a twosome. That's excellent. I am not shocked by that response.
I just want to thank you guys and the county for keeping me here for 20 years. I didn't think I'd make 20 days, so here I am, 20 years. I could talk about all of my coworkers that are here that I've worked with. But again, a lot of people get to say what they like the best about their job. I'm thankful the county's kept me here for 20 years. In that 20 years, I've met my future wife. She's sitting right over there. And so thank you guys for everything.
And Sonia also works for our department. Anyone else?
Come on up.
That's right.
Good morning. I just would like to say thank you to my staff and to our administration and to the board for the support and the opportunity to be able to grow my career and serve the community I love. So just thank you for that.
Thank you.
They're coming.
Cynthia. First to all of you, thank you for, with Marty keeping me for 20 years. We were doing a couple of those years together, so it was kind of crazy for a while. The best part of the job for me is getting to know the new people that come in. I'm known as the psych evaluator. I tell them, like, if you can work with me, you can work anywhere you set your mind to, so stay with it. And I appreciate everybody here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good to know.
Good morning. I would just like to say thank you. I love my job, and I'm so happy to have worked for 20 years in something that I love so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So Nana, now you have to.
Thank you and good morning. I just want to thank God, first of all, for letting me stay here for 20 years. And I hope He gives me many more. And thank you for my family and my family from work. Thank you.
Thank you. Did we get a picture of all? Okay, good. Group shot? Or just
group shot.
Yeah, come
Oh,
up
sorry,
here in front.
sorry. Absolutely.
Bring all your plaques.
Can I grab it back from you? Okay, Barbara Cantu, our supervisor for eligibility. Please say something.
I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity to work for the county. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Now I am.
Another photo bombing for me.
Thank you.
The group picture.
Yeah, we want everybody to come up now that's got an award here so we can get a group picture.
Wait, before we do that, I just had something to say. Is that okay?
He's got, everybody 1 second.
Yeah, so while we were doing this, I love this meeting every year to see everybody here. I was doing some math, and I totaled up all the years, just everyone that's in here, the 18, and we have 430 years of combined experience. And I'll tell you why this makes this such a great organization. So I took some math even further, and I said, on average, we're going to do about 40 hours a week. Now, I know there's some vacation, but all the dedication in this room, I realize that you work even outside of the time because you're always thinking about it and put in. So we said, so that's 894,400 hours of combined experience in this room. So to become an expert in anything, you need 10,000 hours of experience in it. So on average, just taking that divided by 18 of the people that are in here, each one of you is about 4.96 expert. You equate to almost 5 experts per one person. Now, this is just 1% of our workforce, and we have 5 experts per one person. And I just wanted to say thank you for all your dedication to doing that and putting that in all that time to make Madera County better, and the residents here are lucky to have you. And then I just wanted to say to Patricia Retton, I'm sure that this is the only way that you would want to spend 35 years in jail. Is that correct?
Everybody come up here now, has got their awards, we'll sit here and we'll get all together right here. Come on up, don't be bashful.
The optics actually looks like you're carrying us like you always do, right?
You make us look good, all of it. Turn sideways a little bit if you could so we can get them all squeezed together. Turn sideways a little bit, everybody. Squeeze in. Come on, squeeze in. Don't be bashful. You've been working these many years together. Heck. Hope everybody took a shower, though. That's sweet. Get all the pictures you want. We got all day. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break and go have some cake. Thank you, guys. Everybody, Brett, Dave. I think it goes, the sound goes in there, doesn't it? Brett, Ahmad, we're going to start. Yeah. I tried to bounce it off the wall. Thank you, gentlemen.
I've got a funeral. That helps me a lot. It's your funeral. Oh, yeah. You got a lot of
I'm watching myself.
Okay, we're going to come back into session. The first thing I want to just say, I want to thank all of our employees, the ones that weren't here for those celebrations, and all the ones that in between the 5, 10, 15 years. Thank you so much. And like I said earlier, you people make us, the board, look as good as we are. So thank all of you. 7G.
7G, Treasurer Tax Collectors Department, CSA 19 Rolling Hills Bonds. 1, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution of intention to levy reassessments and to issue refunding bonds. 2, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution adopting the reassessment report, confirming and ordering the reassessment by summary proceedings. 3, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution authorizing the issuance of refunding bonds and approving and authorizing related documents and actions.
Got it.
Hello, good morning. Tracy Kennedy, Madera County Treasurer Tax Collector, and with me, Dale Bacigalupi from County Council. And in the audience, right behind me, is Dale Wiles from Fieldman Rollap. He's our financial advisor on this deal. The paperwork that you have before you today are resolutions and other documentation in order to go forward with the refunding of the Rolling Hills Assessment District. As you know, we have been working on this for some time to reduce the assessments out there, even for a little bit, and see if we couldn't go ahead and refinance them. Now, one of the items that we've been working on was so that we could sell the district to a private water company. So this was one of the issues, was changing our tax exempt bonds that were outstanding to taxable bonds. One of the tests that we had to perform was to make sure that the assessments per taxpayer did go down a little bit, even a little bit, and they do. That's one of the tests. So the cost of issuance, between the cost of issuance, the amount of the assessments, and of course the term cannot change. So these bonds go out about 23 more years, something like that. The county treasurer, which is me, has agreed to purchase these bonds on the market. So once they are issued, we will be pricing them, and then we will be purchasing the debt and bringing it into the county treasurer's office as an investment in our pool. We did have an assessment engineer report done, which is required. It's one of the requirements to complete in order to do this refunding, but they call it refunding. It's like a refinancing. And in it, you can find all of the parcels that will be still assessed in it, and some details of the entire district. Also, anybody that has made a payment or paid off their assessment district bonds up until now, and we've probably had maybe 20 or 30 people that have paid it off early, they will not be assessed. There will no longer be an assessment on their tax bill. And also, of course, the bonds started out about 3.5 million 10 years ago, and they're at the par value is 2.7 million now. So anyway, if there's any other questions, or if Dale has any comments.
Dale?
I'm just here to answer any questions that you might have. This is, of course, integrated with the sale to Bakeman Water Company. The two go hand in hand. And so if you have any questions about either of those transactions, the bond sale or the Bakeman sale, I'm happy to answer questions.
I just wanted to add one thing that's important to note. The cost of issuance of the refund on the bonds is paid for by Bakeman per our contract agreement in the sale agreement, and that money is already in escrow to do so. I think under the sale agreement it was up to there was $100,000 deposited into escrow to pay those. Because of the way that this issuance, it's going to be around $15,000. That does not come from the county. That does not come from the ratepayers. That does come from Bakeman as part of their sale agreement. So I thought that was important to note. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Any public comments on this? Wait, nobody's going to object. We finally got it over that hump. The first one. I wish we had about 129 more. Close the public comments on this. Bring it back to the board.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a second? Roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote
Thank you,
passes.
thank you,
5-0.
thank you.
Thank
That's
you,
all.
thank you.
Thank you, Brett, and all the
One
staff
step
for all your
closer.
work on
Yeah,
this.
we're figuring out a path forward for 129 other ones if need be, Tom. So it's a slow process,
got it.
but, and I want to thank Andrea for all of her hard work on this too. To be able to sift through all of this, we wouldn't be able to be here without all of her hard work. So
Pretty sharp.
thank you.
And put all the heat you take.
Oh, she takes the heat off of me, and everyone loves her out there. She's the only person that no one yells at out there, and I appreciate her. She knows how to explain things. So
7H, thank you.
7H, Board of Directors, Special Districts, Maintenance District 10A, Madera Rancho's Public Works Department, Engineering Services Division. Discussion and consideration of entering into an agreement with GC Brown Developers, Inc. for the construction of a water storage tank within Maintenance District 10A, Madera Ranchos, in Madera County, and authorize the chairman to sign.
Mr. Ahmad.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Ahmad Akyat again, Public Works. I'm here for any questions. This is basically the developer decided to go ahead and add a benefit to the district by installing the 500,000 gallon tank as soon as possible, say today. Once we go into an agreement, he'll start working on it, which is a condition of his approval for his development, is to install that tank before they pull any permits.
Right.
So they decided, they can do it now, why wait? So we are entertaining, we're bringing this to your approval, and I absolutely recommend it. So.
Yeah, I think that's just, it's a great deal, I tell you. Supervisor Frazier, I figured you'd want to say that it's in your district again.
yeah, this everything's coming up District 1 today. This is great.
It's okay. You earned it.
But, this is, again, it was a condition for the development. I just want to thank Russ Shaw for putting this in ahead of time, not just waiting until he got everything leased up. He was a man of his word. He said, I'm going to put this in, and there was some, as always, people that doubted it. And here he is, putting up the infrastructure instead of just, paying money to get something going. He's actually putting in real infrastructure that, and with this 500,000 gallon tank, it's going to bring our storage in the ranchos to 500,000 gallons. So, this is
the first storage tank out there,
this
everybody,
is
if you don't know.
For a community of its size to not have any kind of storage redundancy in it, where they would lose pressure for different reasons. This helps to stave off some of that. And right now, currently, this is kind of an absurd, but if you flush your toilet, the pumps have to turn on, right, during the day, because there's
on and on.
it's just constantly on and on, on and on. So we're constantly having to pump during the day, during the peak PG&E hours. This will finally be a way for us to help with the energy savings out there, to have some storage and pump at night versus during the day. So again, I want to thank Russ Shaw, Ahmad, for working through this. And on behalf of the Ranchos community, thank you for finally getting us some infrastructure out there that's been needed forever. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody from the
Public-private
public?
partnership.
Huh?
Public-private partnership.
Yep.
It's amazing what can happen.
But it can happen if you
And
do
if
it
I may
correctly.
add, with Mr. Shaw as well, we
Mr.
did
Shaw
have
and his boss, the Brown family, so.
JC Brown Developers, yes.
Right.
We had a few challenges as far as a location for this tank. It's going to be within MD10A. This location will be on their property, and it will be donated to the district. That's another, that's a major
Excellent.
thing I'd like to highlight.
That's right, forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
And the project they're coming in with is a very minimal water usage too. It's a retail,
Right.
it's very low usage.
Okay, no public comment, I see. What's your pleasure, board?
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez? Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you. Thank you, board. I appreciate your support on those two items.
No problem, it's a pleasure. 2 in a row, plus, plus. Pending legislation, any support, discuss, oppose legislation? Seeing none. Supervisor report, Mr. Poitras.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yesterday, I attended the Arts JPA meeting, and we appointed our at-large member, which is Judge Whelan. So we have a complete board now. Second of all, last Thursday evening, Supervisor Rodriguez and I had an opportunity to observe a hawk demonstration where a falconer had this hawk, and he was able to disrupt the crow and to a certain extent the pigeon populations in downtown Madera. Apparently, it's been very successful in Hanford, and it is anyway. It was really amazing watching these crows. Just their whole lives are disrupted by this hawk coming out of nowhere, and they're not familiar with that particular species of hawk, and it was just really amazing. And
Excellent.
I think this year the contract, if it was going to be all year long in downtown Madera, is going to be something like $33,000. The Downtown Association is paying the first $8,500. I think it's for this particular month, but anyway, very impressive.
Yeah, I had to deal with a pigeon problem on my old Papa Murphy's, and because they're scared of the hawks or the owls or whatever, and so when I was up there netting it myself, but I go up and we had one of those, fake owls.
Yeah.
And there was 2 or 3 pigeons just sitting on top of its head, just since it never moved anywhere.
Didn't bother at all.
No, they did not care. So having a real one is probably much better.
Hopefully the population won't decide to come here.
Oh, we could fix that, I don't know how, but.
Me too.
Next. I went to the Sierra Nevada Conservancy meeting in Sacramento Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Jim, that's pretty bad. Brannon retired as our EO, executive officer, and we interviewed 3 people, and we picked one, but we're not going to announce it. When they announce it, I can announce it. But I'm also termed out now. Madera, Fresno, Tulare, and Kern County rotate on that board. All the other districts do the same thing. So now Nathan Masek from Fresno County will take that spot. So anyway, it's a good meeting. So
Yeah, he'll be a decent substitute because he has the same philosophy you do, and I think that's good. Hopefully good. Yeah, we're hopeful.
Yeah.
If you have to be gone, then he's a good
just
substitute.
in the last 2 years, we've got over $1 million from Madera County from the
Yeah.
project. So
Yeah, boy, we need that.
yeah.
I attended RCRC on Wednesday in Sacramento. We elected new representatives. Doug Teeter was going to originally step into first vice president seat, would have been president next year, but because of the Paradise Fire, he and his family just barely survived that fire. They ran into a field and the fire passed over them. And they said that the fire...
in the roadblock where they couldn't get no further.
Yeah, the fire was moved at 211 miles per hour, a football field a second. And just inconceivable thinking about that kind of thing. And of course, many lost their lives. 16,000 homes destroyed in that fire. The reason I brought up Doug Teeter was the situation that he and his family have been through. You can tell that he has PTSD from the situation, and I just feel for all those people up there. It's really a horrible reality, but it incredibly highlights a failed policy on the part of the state of California concerning forest management.
And federal government.
There were 2 people at RCRC that spoke about that, and one was the retiring conservation your guy.
Jim Brannon, yeah.
Yeah, Jim Brannon.
Yeah.
He was one that spoke about it. He's been fighting for that his entire career. I believe he's been CEO for 13 years.
13 years, and then he worked for CAL FIRE
Yeah.
and for Senator Nelson. So
Yeah,
so
and
for-
incidentally, the top man for CAL FIRE is retiring too this year, this next year. And I can't remember his name.
Ken Pimlott,
Yeah,
he
Ken
actually,
Pimlott, right.
he's done December 31st.
Yeah, and he spoke about the same thing. And he says, I can talk about this now. And he's going to make his second life after CAL FIRE about forest management and
He's really
trying to
good.
get people to listen, because he's spot on as far as I'm concerned. He just said, this highlights failed policy.
And Doug Teeter is also on the Sierra Nevada Conservancy Board, and he turned out this time too.
Right.
And he not only his house, he had 2 BMW motorcycles too, brand new
Right.
and burned.
He lost everything.
His sister and her family, his parents and her family, and their uncle, every one of them lost every one of their houses with nothing. They
Right.
just barely got out. So
Many
he
of
showed
the
us
things-
videos while he was standing there as the fire went by.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Many of the things that his grandfather built
all-
back years ago,
it's all
and
gone.
lost it all.
Yeah.
So certainly our
Amazing.
hearts go out to them as a board and as friends.
Yep. Mr.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Just
Crazy.
last Friday, the Remembrance Day out at Sorveja was a great
Cool,
event. Yeah, it was.
Beautiful, huh?
It
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah, it really was.
Thank you.
That's it.
Eric?
Nothing to report.
Regina?
I have a short report for the chairman and the members of the board. The Bureau of Cannabis Control have finished their review of some regulations that would allow for marijuana delivery throughout the state of California. And the way that those regulations are being interpreted both by the industry and legal advisors to public agencies is that it would also be allowed in jurisdictions that completely prohibit such delivery, such as in Madera County. So right now, those regulations are under review by the California Office of Administrative Law. They will take public comment, and I know there are some action being, or some comments being provided by the League of California Cities and maybe CSAC. As proposed, they would become effective on April 1st of 2019, and so we're continuing to monitor that. Just wanted to bring it to your attention, because I think there's a local article
It's
on
coming.
it today.
Thank you. Rhonda?
Nothing, sir, thank you.
Grand jury, you got anything you want to report? Nothing? Oh, come on, say something. Okay, we'll do agenda at 1:30. Thank you. Adjourn the meeting.
So then they have to obtain a license to transport.
Another one done, Max. One more to go for the year.